Hello, hello, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Today I am going to be taking questions, comments, concerns about soap making. I do have a free soap making course that you can access through my links on my profile. I also have a handcrafting membership. It has 3 different tiers, but the first tier is free, so you can join there and get resources. It's like your one-stop shop for soap making. So, come in, say hello. I think the chat should be open. Yeah, I think it should be open. So, tell me what city, what state, what country you're viewing from. And if you have any questions about soap making, I am here to answer all of your questions, because you must have questions. I had a lot of questions when I started making soap. Making soap is it's not really hard once you get the hang of it. I think the biggest fear is just working with lye. So once you get over your fear of working with lye, then making soap, I don't want to say it's easy, because there are a lot of intricacies that go into it. And soap kind of has a mind of its own, so it does its own thing. And there's so many like factors that come into play. So you may have one idea of what you think your soap is going to look like, and then your soap is like, no ma'am, it will not. I will not. And it looks like something else, or it comes out like something else. So that happens. That happens quite often, even to seasoned soapers. What? You can post audio clips. I don't know what that's about, Fred. Hi, Joe. How are you? Did you post a clip, Fred? What is that? Can you sleep on live cam today? No. I'm fully awake. No sleeping today. Tonight maybe, but not today. What are you guys looking for? Because I'm here talking about soap. Are you interested in making soap? Everybody, at some point during the day, is going to need soap. So, to make soap, you need pretty much 5, well, you don't need, but the best use of your time. No heart, you never know what you're going to get with soap. Correct, April. That's right. You really don't. It's not, that's why I say it's not hard, but I don't want to say it's easy either. It's like, you just got to know what you're doing. And that's why I created my membership and my free course, to help you know what you're doing. And it's all free. You don't have to pay for anything. It's just my way of giving back to the community. But you can make soap with 5 basic ingredients. You need olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, sodium hydroxide, and distilled water. And you can make soap. I said, yeah, 5 ingredients, but then of course you need like a mold to put the soap in, which I do have a video on how you can make anything out of a mold. You don't have to actually purchase a silicone mold, although that is recommended. But if you want to cut down costs, then you can make your own soap mold out of pretty much anything with parchment paper. So I have a video on that. You can check that out. And then the ingredients, I try to keep them as accessible as possible. So you can get the ingredients from your local grocery store. Most of these ingredients are there. Walmart has everything. They literally have everything. They don't physically have it in the store, and they have it where you can order it. Because like the lye, the sodium hydroxide, you do need that. People always ask, do you need lye to make soap? Yeah, if you want to make real soap. If you want chemicals and cosmetics and, you know, that kind of stuff, then yeah, you may be able to get away with some other ingredient. But real soap is always going to be made with sodium hydroxide, because oil and water usually will not mix unless you add something to bring it together, which is sodium hydroxide. Once the soap has fully saponified, the sodium hydroxide is no longer in there. It's just used to bring the oil and water together so it can create the hard substance of soap. But once you get past your fear of using that, soap is kind of a breeze, kind of. But I'm here to answer any questions that you guys may have about making soap. You can join my membership. Like I said, I wish I knew how to I'm not like tech savvy at all. Like at all. So I can't even, I'm trying to do like a video where I have the, like my desktop, or I have a laptop, but like I have the laptop screen in the video so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to figure it out though. Because I have to. I have so many ideas. And so I have to figure it out. But if you go to my profile, like if you click on like my page, it underneath my name, sort of towards the right, I believe it is. You know what, guys? Let me show you. I may not be able to. Let's see. Oh, that doesn't come up on my phone? Okay, wait a minute. Maybe yes it does. Okay. See, I'm live. Is that like clear? I don't know. Anyways, if you go here, it'll give you all of my links. So that is underneath my name, and my description is like a hyperlink there for you to click on. It says it's 8 links total. You can shop with me. There's my free soap making course. When you click on the free soap making course, there's actually 2 courses in there. So you can sign up for both courses. But this one here is for my 5 ingredient basic soap making course. So you can sign up for that one. I also have my soap of the month club. I do make seasonal soaps that depend on what the weather are, and I send those out. They're exclusive soaps, so they are not duplicated. And they go out every month with a recipe. So if you join the Soap of the Month Club, you'll get access to that. And like I said, it is a seasonal soap, so it's based off of the weather to help your skin out. I also have a free how to make soap guide. So if you like to read instead of watching videos, you can click on that link, which is the 4th link. It is, I think it's about 8 or 9 pages of soap making guide. You can click there, you get that soap making guide for free. Then I have my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, and then my Amazon storefront. On my Amazon storefront, everything that you need to make soap is there. I also have Walmart links in most, if not all, of my videos, which also have the ingredients for you to order for your soap. So you can go there, and like I said, the second link is the soap making course. It's the blue icon. You can get your free course there. And there's 2 of them in there. So you can sign up for both of them, and they are both free. So you guys should definitely check that out if you have not already. Do you have any questions about making soap? Anything that scares you or anything you would like to see? You can take this opportunity to just tell me, you know what? I don't like your videos. I think you should change them to X, Y, and Z. Like, let me know. Because it's hard to get feedback. Like, even with my courses, my courses have been up for maybe about 2 weeks. And it's a lot of students in them, but they don't leave feedback. Like, they don't tell me whether they like the course, what could be improved by the course. I accept constructive criticism. I mean, don't be rude. Don't be rude. But I accept constructive criticism. So if you do take the course, there is a survey at the end of the course. Please fill it out. I think it's like 5 or 6 questions. It is not going to take you more than 5 minutes. It ain't going to take you 5 minutes, like a minute and a half. unless you got a lot to say, which is fine. If you do, go ahead and put it in there, because can't get better if I don't know that there's a problem. Right now it looks like I'm perfect, so y'all prove me wrong. Definitely check out the courses. Like I said, there are 2 of them. They are both free. And then there is a membership. There's 3 tiers. One of the tiers is free, and I include soap making recipes, labels. It's geared towards, the first tier is geared towards someone that just wants to be able to make basic soap at home, like nothing super special, super fancy. Just you want to be able to make soap that's going to moisturize your skin without stripping it of its natural oils. Then the free tier is definitely for you. The second tier up is for someone who wants to do a little more creative things with soap and possibly move into selling soap, but not entirely sure yet. That's what the second tier is for. The third tier is for someone who definitely wants to move into selling soap. So the resources are based off of that. Hey Tanya, no, you're fine. Welcome in. I actually have to send you a message, but I'll send that to you. I think I have your email address, so I'll send that to you afterwards. But I was just explaining the 3 different tiers for my membership. I wonder, do I have a link for my memberships, right? Let me check. I forgot. So no, I have to add a link. But if you go to the free soap making course and you sign up, so let me just go back here. So this is my page. And then if you click here, sorry this isn't like clear, because I can see that it's not clear, but I don't know, maybe it's because of the phone. So the second link is a free soap making course. If you click on that, it will take you to this free soap making course where you can scroll. It gives you some information, some benefits, why you should make your own soap. You see it is $0, and you can click sign up. It also has the course curriculum and everything in there. But when you scroll all the way down to the end, you'll see here, I know it's not clear, so I'm just going to tell you what it says. It says Handcrafters Membership. You click on that and it brings you to the Handcrafters Membership. And there you can scroll, and then there's the free plan. You just put sign up, and then it asks you have to create an account. So your email address, your password, first name, last name, that's it. And then you click the little green button to sign up here, and then you're in the membership. So that's going to be a really good one-stop shop to get resources for how to make soap, if that's what you're interested in doing. Like I said, the first tier is for if you just want to make basic soap at home. The second tier is if you're thinking about going into selling but not sure yet, but you want to do a little more advanced things. The third tier is if you're definitely like, you know what, I do want to learn how to market and sell soap, and the third tier is going to be for you. So you can check out those. You can check out the free courses. There's 2 of them. Sign up for those. And then there's also the Soap of the Month Club, which was on the links as well. But if you do go and take the course, please, please, please take the survey. Give me some constructive criticism, some feedback. Let me know if what I'm giving you like, or if there's something that you would like to change. Even with like the videos that I have here on YouTube. If you watch any of those and you're like, well, I think it'd be better if you did X, Y, and Z, just let me know. And I will definitely consider it, more likely change it. I remember there was one individual who told me she didn't like, I had captions at the bottom, like a transcript of everything I was saying at the bottom of my videos, and they would pop up, but as I said each word, it would turn green. And she said it was distracting. She couldn't watch the video because she had all these words popping up in green. So I stopped doing that. So I made the videos and I would just have the words down there. They didn't pop up in any color. And then eventually I just kind of stopped putting the words there all together. More so because when it came to repurposing my videos for shorts, it was hard because with the vertical length, it changes how the video looks. So it doesn't get the entire caption. So my caption would be all the way at the bottom and it would probably cover the whole screen when the video is showing in the horizontal way. But when you turn it vertical, it would cut off words. So I was like, this just looks crazy. And it was hard to kind of crop it out without cropping out important parts of the video. So I just stopped putting the captions there all together. But if you like the captions, let me know. Because I could add them back, you know, not with the green popping up ones, but I could add them back. I just would need to make 2 videos, and one of them would be exclusively for shorts and one would be for long form videos. But it just depends on, you know, what you guys want, because this is all about you. I'm being a resource for you. So if you want the videos to look a particular way, let me know. Just keep in mind, I am not good at technology at all. Like, at all. But I try. I try to throw some different things in here and there. Do what I can. But yeah, let me know. What do you guys want to see? What you don't want to see? What you wish you could see? Because I want to see it too. How are you guys doing today? It is 12:05 here. I am in the state of Florida. It's hot. As you can see how bright the sun is out there in the window. It's so pretty and it makes you want to go outside till you go outside and you're like, nope, back inside. Because it's so hot. Well, how's the weather where you all are? Wherever you all are. And if you have some questions, definitely put them in the chat. Let's have a conversation, guys. I don't know if I told you guys, but I also go live on TikTok every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, cool. So I guess it's, yeah, it would be lunchtime. I hear him. You're in Philadelphia? Is that where you are? But I do, yeah, I go live on TikTok at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I actually make soap online. I've been thinking about doing that here on YouTube too. I just don't know. Arkansas, okay. I remember that. I couldn't remember if it was Arkansas or Philadelphia. But I make the soap online. I do it twice a month. So actually this Thursday I'll be making soap on TikTok live. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, go follow me on TikTok. I think that's one of the links on my profile. Yep, there it is down there. Oh. Yeah. So you can follow me there if you're up. I know it's late because I'd rather be sleeping too. But it was like the only time that really worked because I have really small kids and it's hard to do stuff during the day with them. I'm only able to do this because, excuse me, they're at their respective schools, daycare, and it's just my lunch break at work. So that's why I figured I'd come on here and chat with you guys for a little while. But if you would like me to start making soap here, I could work out some type of lunchtime soap making once a week, because I do TikTok once a week, Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. What I do is 2 Thursdays a month I do soap, so I'll make soap, And I have a schedule, so if you do go over to my TikTok and you follow me, you'll see that I have a schedule over there, so I'll let you know what I'm doing every Thursday. And then I also do a live soap giveaway. So 2 Thursdays a month, I give away 2 bars of soap. And then I also do 2 Thursdays a month of making soap. So you get to see it all live, flaws and all. You get to see it, which I enjoy it. I have a little small community over there that supports me and comes in there and watches it. So it's always fun. It's a good time. So for the other ones that are here, are you interested in making your own soap just for like personal use? When I started making soap, it was for personal use. I started selling it because I had way too much of it. Because once you start making soap, it's kind of addicting. You know, especially like if the first one doesn't come out how you intended it to come out, you want to redo it again. And sometimes that one doesn't come out, so you want to redo that one again. And then you want to try new things because you saw something cool. When you get into like the artistic side of it, like that part can be difficult depending on what you're trying to do. When you're like trying to make designs and adding different embeds, it can get difficult. But for the most part, making soap is not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not difficult. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but not. I honestly think that anybody can do it. You put your mind to it, you really could do it. Okay, Tanya, you're a beginner, yeah. But it is so much fun. Like once you start it, I don't know if I know anyone that started making soap and was like, I hate it. I can't think of anybody that I know who at least that has admitted that. Usually everyone that starts it really loves it. And I think it's like a domino effect because once you start making soap, you're like, you know what? I need to live a more natural, clean life. So then like you start making deodorant and then you start making like laundry soap. And then before you know, you're making clothes. I haven't got to that point yet because I really don't have time for all of that. But you just start being more environmentally conscious. And I think it makes you a better person overall. Get all eco-friendly and it's good. And my soap bars are all vegan. So I don't use anything animal by fat. I don't do like tallow soap. All of it is all vegan. Contributing to my environmental or eco-friendly attitude. And I should have known like there was going to be a rise on this, like this eco-friendly trend. I remember when I was in college, I developed this obsession to recycling water bottles. I used to drink a lot of water from the bottle instead of like using a filter system, which I think is so much better. But I used to drink a lot of bottled water and I hated to throw it away. It needed to be recycled. It's good to know exactly what all the ingredients are. Yes. Making soap, when you make your own soap, you know what all the ingredients are. And usually if you stick with like the basic soap, you can pronounce them all too. And I always say I try to use ingredients with the exception of the lye, things that you can eat or cook with, like healthy, clean, good ingredients. But so yeah, I used to drink a lot of bottled water and I hated to throw those bottles in the trash. And I hated for other people to throw the bottles in the trash. If I saw a bottle that was sitting on top of the trash, I would take it out. As long as there wasn't like food or other like gooey stuff on it, I would take it out and put it in the recycle bin. I was just obsessed with bottles being recycled. I hated to see them in the trash can. And I should have known that was like the birth of like the eco-friendly me, because after that, like I got really into like recycling paper. I didn't throw away paper at all. Everything was recycled. I recycled all my Amazon boxes. Listen, I got a lot of Amazon boxes too. So it's like it gets to a point where I have to put them in the recycle bin, and then I have to dry some over to another recycle bin because I don't have enough space in the bin that I have at home to recycle all the stuff. But I got really heavy big on like recycling the bottles, the paper, the cardboard. Like it was serious. And so maybe that's why it eventually went into soap. I don't know. But I think once you start soap, it is like a domino effect and you become more environmentally conscious, which I think is good for the world. So you should try it if you haven't. I know, Tanya, you have tried it, but for anyone else that's here who hasn't tried it, you should. And you can start with my free soap making course, and it is free. You don't have to put in like any card information or anything for it. You sign up for that, watch the video, learn how to make your own soap and do it. And all the ingredients you can get from your local grocery store. I assume that Walmart is everywhere. I could be wrong, but I just feel like at least everywhere I visited in the US, there was always a Walmart nearby. So most of the ingredients I advertise to, or I recommend that you get from Walmart, just because I know that that's like I feel like it's like a universal store. Everybody has it. So you guys can check that out. But anybody has any questions about making soap, feel free to let me know. I am here. Inquiring minds would like to know. I know I've gotten a few emails asking questions about soap, but I don't know if those individuals are here on YouTube to even know that I'm live. So I'm going to consistently start going live here every Tuesday at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also go live on TikTok every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Over there, which I may bring that setup to here as well. More than likely I will. I do 2 soap bar giveaways, so 2 Thursdays out of the month, and it's an every other Thursday type thing. 2 Thursdays out of the month, I will give away soap, whatever the seasonal soap is at the time. And then I also do 2 Thursdays of live soap making. So I actually go on live and make the soap, and you get to watch it from start to finish, which is very quick. You know, people think it takes a long time to make soap. I think it takes more time prepping for soap than actually making soap. Soap itself, 15 minutes max. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but generally speaking, it's probably no more than about 15 minutes. So the lives can go fast. They really can. The prep time takes time because you do have to prep your lye solution, which is the sodium hydroxide in the distilled water, and you have to give that some time to cool, which could take an hour, sometimes 2 hours, depending on other factors. Like I live in Florida, so it's hot year round, except like 2 weeks in January when we have our winter. So when I do that and I make all of my soap out in the garage, I have to leave it there for usually at least 2 hours to get it down. And the temperature that I'm always aiming for is around 100 degrees. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll let it sit for about 2 hours before I actually start to use it. And the same with the oils. I want to get them down to 100 degrees too. But first I have to melt them all because I use shea butter in most of my soaps. Well, pretty much all of my soaps that I sell, they have either shea or cocoa butter in them. And I have to melt that down. So I put that in there with the olive oil, the coconut oil, the castor oil. Then the palm oil has to be melted too. Normally coconut oil would need to be melted, but it's hot here, so I never have to. So I put them all in the container together and melt them down. I put them over the stove, put it on low heat. It takes about maybe 20 minutes for all of that to melt down. And then, like I said, for my lye solution, it takes about 2 hours for that to cool down. So the prepping time takes time. But when it comes to actually making soap, when you have everything together, it goes fast, very fast, which is why I always tell people to make sure you have your silicone spatulas nearby, make sure you have your paper napkins or paper towels, because messes happen with soap. Messes will definitely happen. So it's good to have paper towels or napkins nearby. Also, like if you're going to be using a specific swirling tool or embeds or additives, to have all that stuff ready to go in there. Most additives are added at trace, and trace is simply where the soap trails the top. So I have a video on that, but basically like the soap gets into like this pudding consistency, and then you can get the spatula or the stick blender and you can wave it on top of the soap, like put it inside so the soap batter's on it and wave it on top. And when you do, you'll see pieces of soap that sit on top of the batter. That's when you know that you've reached trace and it's time to pour the soap. That's when it's best to add any additives. Like if you are using essential oils or fragrance oils, that's the time to add those things in there. If you're doing colors, I tend to use pigments and clays, but there's some who use micas. If you're into like really bright, beautiful, like neon type colors, and micas may be the route for you. And you add all those at trays. You can add them before, but it depends on how many colors you plan on working with. If it's just one, then you can add it before. But if not, then you have to section the soap off into different containers with the different colors. And I always pre-mix my colors. That helps speed up the process because I don't like to stick blend after I've added the colors, because it just makes the soap thicker quicker. And I don't want it too thick because I like for it to pour sort of like thick water. Man, I don't know if I've ever seen thick water, but I've seen soap. So I like for it to have that nice fluid batter to pour. So I don't stick blend my colors, or after I put my fragrance or my essential oil, I don't stick blend that either. I always just use the spatula to mix it in. And I'll take, a good minute at least to mix it in because I don't want it to separate, which has happened to me. I think it was like my second batch of soap where I put, because I'm self-taught, so I had read a lot about fragrance oils can speed up trace. It can speed up the batter and get it all thick, and working with thick soap is a lot harder than working with thin fluid soap. So I just had that in my head. So I threw that fragrance oil in. I did like a 1, 2, 3 spin inside with the spatula, and then I poured the soap. Clearly that was like not enough time to mix the fragrance in there, because the soap came out so pretty. It poured really nicely. It was nice and fluid. And then maybe like 5 minutes later, I came back to look at it because I was obsessed with it. And I saw oil sitting on the top, and I knew it was the fragrance oil. So I had to hot process hero that, which I get from, there's a blog from the Soap Queen, and she calls it the hot process hero. And it's just simply where now your cold process soap is turned into hot process soap. So then you have to put it over the stove or put it in a crock pot. But I think at that time I just had a pot on the stove. So I just put it in the pot, and then I just cooked it. And it gets to like a rustic look, and it's all thick. And then you just kind of throw it in the soap mold. And so I think that's why I don't really like hot process soap as much, because it is that rustic look and it's always thick. You don't really get to work with a nice fluid batter. And it's hard to swirl with a hot process soap. I've only seen one soaper actually do it on YouTube, and I don't remember her name, but she's the only one that I've seen that was able to actually swirl hot process soap, because it's not an easy thing to do. So that's why I like cold process, because it's easier for me to swirl. And both of them are good because both of them allow you to choose your ingredients and choose them based off of what your skin type needs. So that's always good. Melt and pour soap. So there's 3 methods of making soap. There's melt and pour, there's cold process, there's hot process. Melt and pour is very beginner friendly. You don't have to work with sodium hydroxide, which is also referred to as lye. You don't have to work with that at all. You simply, and I wish I would have thought of it, I would have brought it in there, but it's just a base. It's like a hard base. Like think of a butter. You know, when you get the butter and it's frozen. That's kind of how melt and pour comes, but of course bigger. It's not as small as, butter. But you get that base, you cut it into cubes, you put it in a container, you can put it in the microwave, or you could do it like a double broiler style on the stove, which is where you take like one big pot, you put the cubes in a smaller pot, put water in the big pot, let that heat up, and then you put the small pot with the cubes, the melt and pour base cubes in there, and then you slowly melt it. It's best to slowly melt it so you don't burn it, because burnt soap doesn't smell good. Just like burnt food doesn't smell good. So the melt and pour soap base is already soap. Technically, you could use it just like it is. It is already soap. It just has extra glycerin in it, which makes it hard like that so that you can cut it and reuse it. So you melt it down. If you wanted to add essential oils or fragrance oils, you can add it to them. Then if you wanted to add colors, you can do that as well, just like you would do with cold process or hot process. But you can add those things in, and then you put it in the mold, and then it takes, at least with the bases that I used to use, it takes about 4 hours for it to set up and be ready to use. Because that's the one key difference between melt and pour versus cold process and hot process. Is melt and pour you can use the same day. It's immediate. And the reason why you can do that is because it has already gone through saponification. And saponification is just the mixing of the oils and water together, getting rid of the excess water, and being safe to use. So melt and pour soap is safe to use right from the very beginning. It takes about maybe like 4 to 6 hours for it to set up, and then you can cut it. You cut it with a knife, because if you use like these wire cutters, melt and pour soap gets very hard very, very fast. It's not like cold process or even hot process where it's a little more on the softer side. So it's best to use a knife to cut your your melt and pour soap, unless you have one of those special cutters. I have seen those special cutters for melt and pour soaps where, I don't know, but it's like there's like a blade, and then you push down and it cuts the soap. So it's just like having a knife, but a handy knife to make sure everything is clean cut. So you can do that with the melt and pour soap. And like I said, you can use that immediately. There are quite a few soapers who do the melt and pour soap, and you can restock a lot quicker when you have melt and pour. Cold process and hot process is not like that at all, because you are really making soap from scratch. Whereas melt and pour, you're making it from a base, so it's not necessarily from scratch. But it's still soap. No hate towards melt and pour soap. But it's just that those are bases, so you can use those immediately. But with cold process and hot process, you're starting from the very beginning with the oils and the water. And so you cannot use them immediately. It takes about 48 hours to saponify. So for the soap to fully form, get rid of the extra sodium hydroxide so that the soap is safe to use. And then it takes three weeks is like the very minimum, but I let them cure for 4 weeks. And curing just means that I take the soap bars, I space them out, maybe there's a couple of centimeters in between them, and I put them in a very airy, spacey area. I also use humidifiers, because what I'm trying to do is get out of all the excess water, because when cold process soap comes out the soap mold, it's soft. Like you could probably, with a little bit of strength, you could probably smush it together. We don't want to do that though. So you have to give it time to cure so you can get rid of all the excess water so that you can use it and make it last a long time. Because if you were to use it after, let's say, the 48 hours, we're done with saponification, or if you were to use the soap bar, which is safe to use, it won't last long because it's soft. It'll get all gooey in the water. You probably will get maybe a day or 2 days out of washing with it, and that's it. And then you need a new soap bar. So you have to take those 4 weeks to get rid of the excess water. And you do the same thing with hot process soap too. So that's the main difference. Melt and pour you can use right away, while cold process and hot process you gotta wait those 4 weeks afterwards before you can use it. So it just depends on what your preference is. You get more control with cold process and hot process as far as ingredients go. You can control it a bit more versus melt and pour, whatever the base is whatever the base is. And I have found that the cold process and hot process tends to lather better than at least the melt and pour bases that I have used. I haven't really seen anyone do like lather tests with the melt and pour soap bases, so they could be using really good, because those melt and pour soapers are going viral every day. So they could be using a different base that gets people interested in them, you know, different from what I use. But the base that I was using, and I had two different bases that I was using that I got from Amazon, and the lather just wasn't as great on those as it is with like my cold process soap. So I prefer the cold process over either one. Yeah. Those are the 3 ways to make soap. Those are the only true ways to make soap. And even the melt and pour does have, was used, sodium hydroxide was used to make it. Because I know I get that question a lot. Why do you have to use sodium hydroxide? Because you don't have soap without it. You have to use it. Either through melt and pour where it's already been done, it's already gone through saponification, so you don't actually have to like use it, but it was used. Somebody used it. With cold process and hot process, you were actually using it. Unless you buy it from somebody, then you're not using anything. And you can do that too. Does anyone have any questions about any of the ways to make soap, or soap questions, or maybe you want to start a soap business and you have questions about that? You can let me know. I'm going to be on for about 4 more minutes. Thank you, Master Chef or Chief. Any questions about anything that I've said? The soap, starting your own business, getting your LLC, getting your website, getting your domain, making videos, what I use to make my videos. Any questions about anything? Like, no gatekeeping over here at all. So whatever questions you have, if you're looking for soap recipes and join my membership, I have soap recipes up there. There are more in the paid versions, but there are a few in the free version, so you can definitely check those out. But yeah, I'm here to be a resource, so let me know what questions you guys have about soap making or soap businesses or any handmade business, because I really feel like we fall under the same umbrella regardless of what you're making. If it's something handmade, then I can help with it. And if you do sign up for the free soap making course, please take the survey at the end. You also get a certificate of completion, which I thought was very cute. I made it myself. So leave me any tips or suggestions that you have about the course, you know, things that you think can be improved, or, you know, things that you think were really good. And leave me feedback. I would greatly appreciate that. I welcome feedback. I'm going to be posting my other 2 lather videos. Hopefully, I have to edit them, but hopefully I'll be able to get them out by Monday. That's my goal. I'll like probably release one on Monday, then maybe another one on Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Because I know I'm like a week behind. Maybe 3. Well, I gotta do the 3rd one. But if you guys have been enjoying those so far, let me know too. I take all feedback, all criticism, constructive. Don't be rude. But any suggestions that you guys have, I welcome. Do you guys have any questions about soap making or the soap business or a handmade business or editing software, Canva, content, choosing content, making content, how I record content, any of that. I'll give you like 20 seconds to type up something. Let me know. All right, guys. Is the soap business hard to start? No, I don't think it was hard. I think it was very time intensive, but not hard. Just simply because I had to do the LLC. So you do that based off of what your state rules are, and then that costs money, of course. So to do the LLC, but in order to set up the LLC, you have to have an address. So I didn't want to use my home address, so I had to get a P.O. box. They have virtual, I think it's called virtual assistant or virtual home, where you can do that. But I found getting the P.O. box was more time efficient or cost efficient, because the virtual assistant was around $50 a month, whereas the P.O. box was like $100 for 6 months, something like that, or maybe $150 for 6 months. So I set up you don't have to set up the P.O. box, but I set up the P.O. box, and then I set up my LLC, and then I set up a bank account, which I did at a credit union, because the credit union gives me free accounts, period. And so I was trying to minimize costs. So I set up the free checking account at the credit union. It came with a business debit card. And then after that, it's just like branding. So just choosing what your logo is going to be, which I use Canva to make my logo. So choosing your logo. As far as like special fonts and colors, my colors are black and gold, just because I really like black and gold. I graduated from University of Central Florida, where we're all about black and gold. I just like that color combination. So those are my colors. My gold can be like a craft color, because I like the craft paper, so that's why all my labels are in craft paper. But as far as like fonts, I didn't do anything like that. I don't have like a special font. I just use whatever I want to use for video. But then after you get your logo together, you choose your colors. Getting your website. So there are a lot of different website hosts that you can use, and a lot of them have a free host or free page that you can get, which I do recommend. I started with Big Cartel, and I did upgrade to the next level, which I believe is premium, but that was only because the free site only allows you to upload 5 items. And I was making a lot of soap, so I didn't want to limit it to 5. Although afterwards I realized I could have still used it, because within each item they give you 5 photos. So technically you could have 5 items on one listing. So you would have 25 listings out of the 5 listings, or 25 items out of the 5 listings. So there's that. I did try Etsy. I wasn't successful at all on Etsy, and I didn't really like the idea of the fees, so I didn't stick with it. Maybe if I had actually tried, I could have, because I hear a lot of people are successful with Etsy. That just wasn't for me. So I have my own website. And then you can get your domain, and my domain was like $10 for the year. So domains don't have to be expensive at all. I've seen some as low as like $2 for the year. So, but you don't pay by the month with your domain. If you do get the website, you do have to pay by the month for that, or unless they have like a discount for annual, but otherwise you are paying by the month. Like Shopify, I really like Shopify, but it's hard to pay for something when you're not making any money. So Shopify just did not work for me, because it's like $40 a month, and I wasn't making any money. So I don't discourage people from using Shopify. If you can, do it, but that just didn't work out for me. I had to go with one of the free sites to start with. So Big Cartel was the one that I used. But I know there's a lot of them that have free sites for you to use. So you could do that. But yeah, so after you get your LLC, you get your bank account, you get your address, you get your website. If you want a custom domain, you get that, but you don't have to. Then it's just a matter of brand awareness. So getting your content out there, getting your products out there, advertising them. I think farmers markets are very helpful because at least it gives you somewhat of a consistent income while you're hoping to go viral or hoping to get noticed online, because that's what I've been doing is spending time at markets, because at least I know that there's going to be some consistent sales. Every time I go to a market, I'm going to get some sales. Some days are more than others, but at least I know they'll be consistent there and I'll get something. But that's it to starting the business. That's pretty much all you need to do. So like I said, I don't think it's hard to do it. I just think it takes a lot of time to do it. And then you have to have some money to start up, you know, especially if you want to do like the P.O. box. If you're just trying to do the website, because when I first started, I did not have the LLC. I started in December 2022 with the business, but I did not get the LLC until August of 2023. Because I really wasn't making any money at all. So it was kind of like just a business in name. But you have to look at what, you know, your state, look and see what Arkansas requires of you when it comes to running a business. Because I know like with us, even in Florida, a lot of us don't have cosmetics license. And you don't have to have a license until you reach $25,000 in gross sales, which nowhere near that. And most aren't, you know, soap doesn't, even though soap is one of those things that's sort of like a necessity. I mean, I guess there's always shower gel, but who wants shower gel when you can use natural soap? But it doesn't sell. There's a lot of soapers, and it's very rare that I meet someone that has turned it into like a full-time business and they quit their 9-to-5 for it. If they did, it's because they're doing other things, or it is like they're not just selling soap though. That's for sure. They got other stuff that they are selling, and they're probably doing markets, or they've gone viral online. So, yeah, but starting the business, no, it's not hard. That was a long answer to your quick question. Any other questions? Any other questions from anyone? Did you sell out at the market? No, I have never sold out. I've been in business for almost 2 years now. I've never sold out of anything really. Well, I guess like individual bars, yes, I have sold out of those, but no, not like sold out in general. No. No, surprisingly, like I told you, I had like the little miniature bars and I had the full-size bars. I sold no full-size bars at all. They were all miniature bars that were sold. I think I might have came there with like maybe 20 of the miniature bars, and I left with like 3. So I did almost sell out of those, but those bars were only $1. So, you know, the market wasn't as profitable as I would have liked. But I did sell a lot of those, which that was the goal. I was trying to get rid of them. So you look mighty fine. Hi, it's Clovey. How are you? That is so funny. Thank you. But no, I didn't sell out. I sold a lot of those miniature bars though, which that was the goal, to do that. So I'm hoping that next month, because it'll be October, so it'll be a lot of the snowbirds will be here, so hopefully we'll get a lot in. But while I was there, one of the customers was like, ooh, stocking stuffers. They call it the little miniature soap bar stocking stuffers. And I said, you know what? I should market them as stocking stuffers. And she's like, yeah, you should, because then people will buy a lot of them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Next time I go, I'm not gonna call them mini bars. I'm gonna call them stocking stuffers. I mean, I gotta make some more for that because I only had like 2 left. But that's the goal. Anyone else have any questions? I'm gonna be getting off soon. I guess I can stay on for 5 more minutes, making an hour. Or 4 more minutes. Yeah, so 4 more minutes. You guys got any questions about the business, about soap, about anything, about why the sky is blue? There's a scientific reason for it, but I can't give it to you because I don't know. But it is bright and beautiful outside. It's Clovey. Where are you from? Or not where are you from, but where are you? It took me a long time before I realized you made soap too. Grenada, welcome. What time is it there? Let me see. It's probably late there. What time is it in Grenada? 12:45 p.m. Are you guys in the same time zone? Well, let me look at a map. I gotta get my geography together. Where's my maps? So you're in the Caribbean. What? Where did I think you were? Where's the maps? Okay, so you're not too far from Trinidad and Tobago. That's where my husband is from. Where did I think? I'm getting Grenada mixed up with something else. I really thought Ghana. I think I'm getting mixed up with Ghana. Because I was like, I could have sworn I was over there near Africa or in Africa. And I know it's probably later there than it is here. I'm sure it's probably bright and beautiful in Grenada though. We've been trying to like find an island to visit next year for spring break. And we booked through Hilton, and Hilton is not giving us any cool places at all. Like everything's booked up. We almost got Jamaica, almost. But I waited like a week to book it, and then when I came back, it was gone. So, doesn't look like we're gonna be at any island. We are going to be stuck in America. Come for Carnival, you'll love it. Is it in Carnival's in February, like it is in Trinidad? Because we have kids in school, so we have to plan our trips around when they're out of school. Yeah, it's in February. So we haven't been able, I've never been to Trinidad's Carnival. You know, I really want to go, but it's hard to go anywhere because they're in school during that time. I know, you know, there, they probably let the kids out of school, but here they are in school. So March and then like the June, July, early August is like the only time. Oh, your carnival's in August? Let me look that up. Let's see, Grenada Carnival 2025. Oh, it's at the beginning of August. I'm gonna have to check that out. Oh, I'm looking at the pictures. It looks like it's so much fun. I love the colors. I need to go to a carnival. Listen, I gotta go to a gym first because I gotta get my body in shape so I can wear these cute little bikinis. This looks like a lot of fun though. Okay, I'm gonna mark these dates down for a Grenada carnival because we definitely can't make it to the Trinidad one because February doesn't work for us. Grenada. Thanks for your suggestion. So I'm gonna head off now. Gone over my hour. But thanks for coming in and chatting with me. It's nice to virtually meet you all. I know Tanya's still in here, but thanks for coming in and chatting with me. Bye-bye.